Hey folks, welcome to the channel and thanks for stopping by. In this particular video, we're going to take a look at the power of the Behringer Model D synthesizer. I recently went and picked up a Model D, and for some people it is a duplicate or twin of the Moog Model D. I won't comment towards whether I think it is a duplicate or not, but I will say that I have had a fantastic time exploring this particular synthesizer. It is very small in terms of price for the sound that you get. Okay, it comes with 3 oscillators. And you can manipulate those oscillators in tons of ways. There are millions of tutorials, well, maybe not millions, but there's a lot of tutorials out there on how to operate the Behringer Model D. I strongly recommend going to grab it, especially if you haven't experimented with synthesis before. Honestly, it's my real introduction to synthesis. I have Contact, so I do have Massive, but it is very different from software. I like the knobs, I like the buttons, I like being able to feel where the music is taking me or where the sound is taking me. So in this particular video, I am going to show you something that I worked on with the Model D. It's very short, but this track is 95% Model D. Okay, and so we're going to take a listen to the track, pick it apart just a little bit, and then we're going to go from there. All right, so let's listen to this track. Okay, and that's the end of the track. Very small, but it is atmospheric. Okay, it's more so for underwriting than like hard melodic content. Okay, so like I said, all of this is Model D. You'll notice that these are audio tracks and not instrument tracks. And so what you'll need to do if you're using the Model D inside of your DAW, especially those who are in Studio One, you'll need to create an instrument inside of Studio One. So the way you do that is you just go into options and you go into external devices, and then you'll create a new instrument. So if you click the add tab here, it gives you the options to either add a new keyboard, which would be a like a MIDI keyboard. Like I have the Complete Control S61. Fantastic keyboard. Maybe I'll do a video talking about that. But in any rate, you'll have the choice. So create a new keyboard, a new instrument, or a new control surface. And if you're using the Model D or any other synthesizer that utilizes USB or just MIDI timecode in general, then you'll need to create a new instrument. So you'll go in, create the new instrument, plug in, call it whatever you want to call it, and go from there. So if I'm looking at the Model D, what I've done is created it, named it as Model D, and then I receive and send to the Model D, and I send all of this information that you see here to the Model D. And the reason why I do that is so that the DAW can sync to the Model D, or vice versa. The Model D can sync to the DAW. So anytime I'm doing tempo changes or anything like that, the MIDI information will be recognized by the Model D, and it will be able to spit back the information that's necessary to sync up to the DAW itself. So that is how you activate the Model D through MIDI. Now, the other thing you'll have to do is, because it is a traditional synthesizer, or at least it's an analog synthesizer, is that you'll need to monitor an audio track. Okay, so you can't just do MIDI alone. You won't hear a thing. You'll see all this activity, but you won't hear a thing. So you'll need to have a MIDI track armed and monitor a audio track and name it Model D, right? It's coming up mono because it's mono, it's not stereo, right? So what ends up happening is you put the MIDI information into a MIDI track, and what you'll do is you'll bounce a track. So if let me just unmute this here, and I'm gonna solo these two, turn up my synth. See, I'm still getting used to it. I need to turn the audio on for the synth and turn it up. Okay, and then let's say that I wanted to use that that MIDI information, right? So essentially, what I would do if you're in Studio One, I just right click, and I just click bounce to new track. Okay, and it'll ask me, do I want to bounce this particular track? And then I will say bounce the track, and then it'll record the track. Boom. Okay, and then you've just created a brand new audio track. Okay, and it creates it for you, and then what it does is it mutes the MIDI information, and then the MIDI is no longer activated. So once you mute this MIDI information here, then it doesn't activate anything. Okay, so essentially your synth will just stop talking to the computer, which is great when you're looking at CPU load. All right, so just looking at, let me get rid of that here, because I really don't want to do that. So if I were to solo out some of these instruments, then you'll hear some of the things that's happening, right, with some of the low end. I love that sound. It's more felt than heard. But if you put it with the bass that was created here, yeah, I don't know. I love it. Absolutely love it. And so here I have just a few instruments here. I've got from Contact. I've got some string ostinato, and that's an ensemble patch, and then I've got some brass here, some low end, just yeah, so very simple. Again, like I said, it was more so for underwriting than anything else. But that is my track, making some orchestral atmospheric stuff with the Behringer Model D. I'll leave some links in the description so that if you decide that you want to purchase this particular product, that you'll be able to go and do so. Um, if you like this content that's being created here, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of the content that's being created on this channel, then by all means, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you really, 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 really like the content that's being created, go ahead and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time that there's content created. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop something in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to try to take a look at it. And especially if you have questions, I will try to answer every question that comes into there. So yeah, thanks so much for checking this out, and we'll see you in the next video.